viewers, you're watching 6 Stories at 6. I am Rakshita Mishra with you. The top 6 stories lined up for you today are story number 1. It's the super exclusive that Republic TV is getting to you. Sanjay Kapoor, industrialist Sanjay Kapoor's sister breaks silence on Republic TV. She has made some sensational claims as the mystery surrounding his death is only exploding, viewers. Story number 2 is the big meeting between Wang Yi and Jaishankar. Wang Yi has landed just a while back in New Delhi and all eyes will be on that important meeting. Also, there's another important meeting on other side of the globe, that is between Donald Trump and Volodymyr Zelenskyy, and of course other European leaders also coming in to meet and hold talks with Trump. And story number 4 will be how an army jawan has been assaulted brutally and insulted in Meerut, and the outrage that has followed. What has happened, any action taken or not, we'll tell you that. Also, the Dharmastala mass burial case. Now, it seems that it was all a conspiracy. Karnataka government has said that it was an attempt to, that it was a conspiracy and that the one behind should be booked. Another story on that, on 6 Stories that we're tracking for you is the Mumbai monsoon mayhem. Once again, the maximum city is in a deluge and the daily life has been crippled. So starting with the super exclusive on Republic TV, viewers, the death mystery surrounding Sanjay Kapoor has exploded into the open. And for the first time, his sister, Mandira Kapoor, has broken silence. Now, in an emotional tell-all interview, she has said, in fact, she has raised many questions, burning questions on the circumstances of her brother's sudden death and dismissed the bee-sting heart attack theory. She also alleged that their 80-year-old mother, Rani Kapoor, was hurried into signing inheritance papers during the mourning period. At the heart of the storm is a multi-crore empire, a family that stands divided and questions that refuse to die. Republic puts on record the biggest disclosure yet in the fight over a 30 crore rupee empire. Watch this.
Sudden death of 53-year-old businessman Sanjay Kapoor, once married to actor Karishma Kapoor, has left behind more than just unanswered questions. It has opened a full-blown family dispute over a 30,000 crore fortune. In an exclusive interview with Republic TV, Sanjay's sister Mandira Kapoor has challenged the official version of events, alleging that their elderly mother was hurried into signing documents just days after son's death.
My mother has said it very loudly. She was made to sign papers which she was unaware of during the grieving period. She was not explained anything. We were not involved in it. It was behind closed doors. And ever since, she has asked again and again and again for them, but we are not getting anything. Instead, we're getting answers of being told that emails are compromised and all this rubbish. Let's get the answers. Let's not make excuses. Tell us what she signed. We're not, if she signed it, it should legally be in our hands. Why is this all being hidden? And why was it done? Again, I'm going to ask during the 13-day mourning period, what was the hurry?
Sanjay Kapoor reportedly died of cardiac arrest after swallowing a bee during a polo match in the UK. But Mandira dismisses what she calls a mockery of the truth.
Police or coroner or anyone knew that we were told it was a bee sting. Are they aware of that everybody thought it was a bee sting, or have they not been told that information? That's the first question I ask, because there's not a mention of a bee in the report, not a mention of what the whole world was talking about. Not only us, the entire world was talking about it. I mean, I'm sorry, but a mockery has been made out of my brother that he died of a bee sting. I've seen the horrible posts that are done and some which are genuine, but have they missed it? Because there's not a mention of it. So how come, if this is what everyone was told and this is what happened on the polo fields, and we've heard 2-3 other stories, but has the coroner not even mentioned a bee? What happened to the damn bee? Where is it?
Raising another serious charge, Mandira Kapoor alleged that neither she nor her mother Rani Kapoor have been given any access to Sanjay's medical records.
Why has mom not been told? Why can mom asked me, she goes, how do they know? When did he do his last checkup? Why aren't we being given this information? That's all I want to know. Is it fair for my mother to be left in the dark about this when we know? I may not have talked to my brother for 4 years, but 4 years in 53 years is a blip. I know my family, I know my brother well enough to know how we were raised and what we were careful about and what we're not. So I refuse to believe that my brother did not have a checkup in the last 6 months. I refuse to believe that.
On the inheritance battle, Mantara claims her late father Surinder Kapoor had willed everything to her mother. She alleges that the direct bloodline has been completely cut off.
Everything was willed to my mother. We're now finding out stuff that we didn't even know existed. There's papers being signed. We're not being allowed to know what has been signed. You tell me what you want us to think, because we don't understand what has gone on. There shouldn't be an inheritance dispute. I mean, the fact is my mother's alive. My dad willed everything to her. So how is this become an inheritance dispute? How is my mother locked out of everything that she built with her husband for her family, which is now 7 grandkids?
While Priya Sachdev, Sanjay's wife, has not yet responded to these allegations, questions continue to mount. The sisters' claims, the mother's challenge, and a family legacy now under dispute. A death still shrouded in mystery, and a family torn apart over fortune and legacy. And a mother sidelined in her moment of grief. Republic will keep asking the questions, because every answer matters.
And now, viewers, in a shifting global order, India and China once again find themselves at the center of attention. As just moments ago, Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi landed in the national capital, and he begins a 3-day official visit to New Delhi. He will be holding key talks with External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar, National Security Advisor Ajit Doval, and Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Now, this visit comes at a crucial time amid trade tensions with the United States and continuing boundary issues with China, making the diplomatic engagement one of the significance, not just for the two countries, but also for the wider international community. Here's more.
A shifting world order where power balances are being tested and new equations are being drawn. At the crossroads stand India and China, two civilizations with centuries of history. And continuing the legacy, both India and China are once again all set to come to one common page. As Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi begins a 3-day official visit to India today, his schedule includes bilateral talks with External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar, boundary consultations with National Security Advisor Ajit Doval, and a meeting with Prime Minister Narendra Modi himself in New Delhi. The visit comes amid heightened trade tensions after US President Donald Trump imposed steep tariffs on Indian exports. With India-US relations under strain, the diplomatic opening has created room for New Delhi and Beijing to explore fresh avenues of coordination. As per the MEA, Wang Yi and Ajit Doval will chair the 24th round of special representatives talks on the boundary issue. The dialogue mechanism, initiated in 2003, has been slow-moving, and tomorrow's round will only be the second since the violent Galwan Valley clashes of June 2020. Both sides are now expected to review the status of disengagement along the line of actual control. Alongside the boundary talks, India and China are also working to revive suspended exchanges. Discussions include the possible resumption of tourist visas, reopening of pilgrimage routes such as the Kailash Mansarovar corridor, restoration of cross-border trade points, and restarting direct passenger flights between major cities. Meanwhile, President Trump's tariff escalation has sharply raised duties on Indian exports in some sectors up to 50%. New Delhi has termed the measures excessive and protectionist, while Beijing has echoed India's concerns, calling the tariffs coercive trade practices aimed at weakening developing economies. Wang Yi's visit is also seen as laying groundwork for Prime Minister Modi's upcoming trip later this month for the Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit. On the sidelines, Modi is expected to meet Chinese President Xi Jinping with prospects of resettling high-level engagement after a prolonged freeze.
We are both at a crucial phase in our respective modernization endeavors. It best serves the fundamental interests of our two countries and two peoples
5 साल के बाद हमारी फॉर्मल मीटिंग हो रही है। हमारा मानना है कि भारत और चीन के संबंधों का महत्व केवल हमारे लोगों के लिए ही नहीं, लेकिन वैश्विक शांति, स्थिरता और प्रगति के लिए भी हमारे संबंध बहुत अहम है।
As Wang Yi arrives in India, the visit goes beyond a mere bilateral dialogue. It is an engagement closely watched by many nations. While the outcome will unfold in time, one thing is certain: the visit itself has already achieved half its purpose.
And in just a few hours from now, US President Donald Trump will meet Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy and a group of European leaders at the White House, just days after his summit with the President of Russia, Vladimir Putin, in Alaska. Now, this will mark the first time Zelenskyy is back at the White House since his disastrous exchange with Trump in February. Watch this report.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position, and he happens to be right about it.
From the very beginning of the war.
You're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having cards.
I'm not playing cards.
Right now, you don't.
Yeah,
you're playing cards.
Mr. President.
You're playing cards.
Serious.
You're gambling with the lives of
war.
millions of people.
You're
gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III.
The last time Zelenskyy sat across Donald Trump in the Oval Office, he was publicly berated, told that he had no cards to play. But tonight, 6 months later, he returns to the same room, but this time with European power behind him. Key leaders of Germany, France, UK, Italy, and European Union. This comes 2 days after the meeting between US President Donald Trump and the Russian President, which resulted in no deal or no ceasefire. Zelenskyy and his European backers continue to demand a full ceasefire before any talks.
At the beginning of Russia's brutal invasion, Europe has been at Ukraine's side, united, and we will support you for as long as it takes, for just and lasting peace. And this peace must be achieved through strength.
Es ist gut und wichtig, dass Präsident Trump es sich zum Ziel gemacht hat, das Sterben in der Ukraine zu beenden. Das Treffen in Alaska hat verdeutlicht, für einen gerechten und dauerhaften Frieden muss Moskau sich endlich bewegen. Bis das nicht passiert, muss der Druck auf Russland erhöht werden, auch mit verstärkten Ukraine-Hilfen.
But Donald Trump emphasizes that ceasefires never last. His pitch is different this time. Donald Trump says only a final peace agreement can end this war. Hours ahead of the meeting, Donald Trump made his message clear. To end the war, Zelenskyy must agree to some of Russia's conditions, including accepting loss of Crimea and agreeing to never join NATO. The bilateral meeting between Donald Trump and Zelenskyy is all set for 10:45 p.m. at the White House. Soon after, the Ukrainian president will join European leaders for a multilateral session. Insulted on his last visit, Zelenskyy returns to face Donald Trump once again, and this time with European leaders beside him. But with pressure mounting and Donald Trump demanding a deal, the question is, who holds the cards now?
A soldier who risks his life to guard the nation is beaten up, is humiliated, and left injured by goons in a toll plaza. This happened in western Uttar Pradesh's Meerut. Instead of honoring his uniform, they snatched his army ID, threw it away, seized his phone, and thrashed him mercilessly after tying him to a pole. Here's more on the story.
On the night of August 17th, Sepoy couple, an army Jawan was heading to Delhi airport to report back for duty in Jammu and Kashmir. But at Bhuni Toll Plaza in Meerut, he was stopped, harassed and brutally assaulted by toll staff and goons after objecting to the long queue. soldier who had just returned from serving in Operation Sindoor was denied even basic respect. Instead, his army identity card was snatched, his mobile phone seized, and when he protested, he was beaten black and blue and had to be rushed to a hospital with serious injuries. The Meerut police have registered an FIR and have arrested 4 men, but many of the attackers are still on the run. This attack is not just an assault on one man. It is an assault on every value we hold dear. It is an assault on each and every son of India who guards the borders while the nation sleeps. As India demands justice, the question remains, will those responsible face the full force of the law? The nation is watching, and the army will not rest until justice is served.
An investigation into alleged mass burials at Dharmastala has sparked a contentious debate over the faith identity and narrative control taking on an all-out political drama in Karnataka. After excavations by the SIT formed by the state government did not really find any concrete evidence, the BJP has started demanding action against defaming the temple, while the ruling Congress has accused the BJP of playing politics. Here's the full report.
What began as an investigation into the allegations of mass burials at Dharmastala now has evolved into a politically charged contest over faith, identity, and control of the narrative. The Dharmastala mass burial allegations turned out to be a big hoax, as nothing was found after digging and excavations at 17 places by the probe team.
ಸುನಿಲ್ ಅವರು ನೀವೇನೇ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ನಾನೇನು ಉದ್ವೇಗಕ್ಕೆ ಒಳಗಾಗೋಲ್ಲ ಆಯ್ತಾ. ಆ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಯನ್ನ ದೊಡ್ಡವನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಬೇಡ. ಆ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಮೇಲೆ ಈಗಾಗಲೇ 16 ಕೇಸ್ಗಳಿದ್ದಾವೆ. ನಾವು ಖಂಡಿತವಾಗಿ ಅವನಿಗಾಗಲೇ ಕ್ರಮ ತಗೋಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಸೂಚನೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಆದಷ್ಟು ತಕ್ಷಣ ಅವನ ಮೇಲೆ ಕ್ರಮವನ್ನ ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಆದ್ರಿಂದ ಯಾರನ್ನ ಇಂಥ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗಳನ್ನ ಸಮಾಜದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಿಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯನೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಕಾನೂನು ದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿರೋದೇ ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ.
Meanwhile, as politics heats up in this case, Karnataka Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivakumar claimed that the Dharmastala mass burial claims were part of a conspiracy aimed at damaging the centuries-old legacy of the temple town. Shivakumar stressed that neither he nor the government was for or against Dharmastala.
ಈಗ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾರೊಬ್ಬ ಕುಮ್ಮಕ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಸಿಎಂನೇ ಕೊಲೆಗಾರ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆಯಾ ನಿಮ್ಗದು? ನೀವು ಯಾರು ಅದನ್ನು ಹಾಕಿಲ್ಲ. ನೀವು ಅವನು ಯಾರೊಬ್ಬ ಹಿನ್ನೆಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರೊಬ್ಬ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ, ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಅವನು ಸಿಎಂఏ ಕೊಲೆಗಾರ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ಅದೆಲ್ಲ.
And we were moving on to the final story. Maximum city Mumbai has been battered by maximum rainfall this time around too. Over the last 24 hours, Mumbai has been battered by at least 54 millimeters of rainfall, while completely crippling this civic infrastructure. In fact, Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis has said that there has been 77 millimeters of rainfall in 6 to 8 hours. The IMD has issued a red alert, leading to normalcy being hit severely. Here's how the city of dreams is reeling under the deluge.
Schools shut, corridors of learning left empty. Roads have turned into rivers. Rail tracks, the city's lifeline, lie untraceable under a deluge. Subways submerged, mobility crippled. And an unending spell of torrential rains continues to pound Mumbai. In Kurla, vehicles lie partially submerged. People wade through knee-deep water, battling both the rains and danger. Maximum city, battered by maximum rainfall. The city that never sleeps, quite literally brought to its knees. In Andheri, a crucial subway tells the story of a rain-battered neighborhood
Once a busy connector, now almost entirely underwater.
मुंबई में लगातार जोरदार बारिश हो रही है। बारिश होने की वजह से मुंबई कई निचले इलाकों में पानी भरना शुरू हो चुका है। मैं इस समय अंधेरी सबवे पे हूं और दिखा रहा हूं तस्वीरें किस तरह से अंधेरी सबवे को बंद कर दिया गया है। बीएमसी कर्मचारी लगे हुए हैं, पानी निकालने का काम शुरू है। मुंबई में मौसम विभाग ने रेड अलर्ट जारी किया है और लगातार जिस तरह से बारिश हो रही है उसकी वजह से कई इलाके, चाहे दादर हो, शाइन हो, कुर्ला हो, चूना भट्टी हो, अन्य इलाके जो निचले इलाके हैं मुंबई के, वहाँ पे पानी भरना शुरू हो चुका है। तस्वीरें देख सकते हैं कि अंधेरी सबवे को बंद कर दिया गया है।
At railway stations, tracks normally bustling with trains are drowned and barely visible. Amidst the chaos, Mumbai police emerged as guardians. School children stranded in buses near King's Circle were rescued by officers and moved to safety at Matunga police station. The iconic Marine Drive too looked surreal. The skyline blurred under a foggy curtain, high-rises barely visible. And on the other side, the Arabian Sea roared, waves smashing relentlessly against the promenade's boundary walls. At Ville-Parle, endless lines of traffic stretched for kilometers, vehicles stuck in a sea of red brake lights.
मुंबई में जोरदार बारिश हो रही है। बारिश होने की वजह से मुंबई में जगह जगह ट्रैफिक जाम है। मैं इस समय वेस्टर्न एक्सप्रेस हाईवे पे वो तस्वीरें दिखा रहा हूँ किस तरह से पूरा ट्रैफिक जाम है। 3 से 4 किलोमीटर लंबा पूरा जाम लगा हुआ है। गोरेगांव से लेकर अंधेरी तक जाम है और अंधेरी से लेकर बांद्रा तक जाम है। पूरा देख सकते हैं किस तरह से पूरा ट्रैफिक जाम है। मुंबई में जगह जगह इसी तरह से ट्रैफिक जाम है क्योंकि लगातार बारिश हो रही है। मुंबई के कई निचले इलाकों में पानी भर गया है और तस्वीरें देख सकते हैं किस तरह से जो गाड़ियां जा रही है रेंगती हुई जा रही है क्योंकि आगे जो है पूरा जाम ही जाम दिखाई दे रहा है।
The rain clouds show no signs of relenting. Mumbai, the city of resilience, now faces yet another stern test of its spirit, where every monsoon is not just a season, but a testing time of sorts, and Mumbai continues to remain unfazed.
And with that's a wrap on this edition of 6 Stories at 6. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be right back with more breaking news developments.
$13,000 placements last year. At Amity, we are committed to nurturing passionate, hardworking and proactive professionals.
अब छोलिया हो या लोबिया, सफेद चने या काले चने,
सब कुछ मजेदार बने।
Hi guys, just wanted to tell you that Republic Media Sports, our 4 sports, is not just about sport. It's about heart, discipline and untold dreams. Stories that need national stage. And I fully support this initiative and invite you all to be a part of this. So stay tuned for our 4 sports and let's cheer together.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा क्या स्वाद है। अरे मेरी राजा मसाला
Sarah, this is your space, play it your way.
Landed in Delhi and the delegation level talks. It's a key meeting. External Affairs Minister Dr. Jaishankar holding a key meeting there after Wang Yi, the External Affairs Minister, the Foreign Minister of China, lands in the national capital. All eyes will be, of course, on this meeting and the meetings to follow. NSA Ajit Doval will be holding meeting with the Wang Yi, and tomorrow the Prime Minister will also meet the Chinese Foreign Minister in the national capital. So a lot is on agenda, and given the fact that it comes in the backdrop of Trump tariff threats, the meeting that is underway between S. Jaishankar and his Chinese counterpart in the national capital is of utmost importance. And of course, the realignment that is happening, a reset in the ties between Beijing and New Delhi that is being witnessed. Of course, there have been a lot of tensions, but talks on border issue, trade, etc. will be on agenda. So this is then China, of course, said that it will continue communication with India with a positive attitude. This statement came in ahead of this meeting that is right now underway. It's a two-day visit of the Chinese Foreign Minister. He is in the national capital. He's holding talks with Jaishankar right now. Then he'll hold talks with Ajit Doval and Prime Minister Narendra Modi. And remember, Prime Minister Narendra Modi is also going to the SCO summit that is being held in China. His likely trip to China. And ahead of that, these meetings hold even more increased importance. Remember, Wang Yi and Doval are the designated special representatives of the boundary talks.
While pursuing our respective rejuvenation, we can contribute to each other's success and provide the most needed certainty and stability to Asia and the world. That concludes my opening remarks. Thank you.
All right, so that was Wang Yi speaking at the delegation level meeting. Wang Yi and in India's External Affairs Minister, Dr. Jaishankar, both sides delegation there in the national capital. 24th round of special representatives talks also on the India-China boundary question is also very, very important. Apart from which he will also talk, he'll also hold with NSA Doval. Not to forget that Wang and Doval are the designated special representatives for the boundary talks. So the meeting with NSA Doval also holds very importance when it comes to the border-related issue between New Delhi and Beijing. Remember, Doval traveled to China in December last year, and we had S. Jaishankar also now. He's holding bilateral talks with the visiting Chinese Foreign Minister. Abhishek Kapoor, senior executive editor, joins us on the broadcast. Abhishek, so the much-awaited meeting, the series of meetings have been lined up, and the first leg is right now what we see on our screens.
Well, yes. So this is the bilateral component of the visit where the two foreign ministers are meeting. As Jaishankar is speaking now, I don't know whether we are going to get the nets. If we do, we should cut to them. And you're going to see a very comprehensive dialogue panning out. It would be interesting to see how the statements come out from both the sides after this meeting. This is crucial to, re-establish trade ties and to bring in fairness in the relationship, to bring in transparency, and to bring in an element of trust, and of course to move forward in the direction of overall normalization. A very crucial component of which, of course, is the boundary question, for which the special representative talks are going to take place tomorrow. But here you can expect India raising
by a Chinese minister since our leaders met in Kazan in October 2024. This occasion provides us an opportunity to meet and review our bilateral ties. It is also an appropriate time to exchange views on the global situation and some issues of mutual interest. Having seen a difficult period in our relationship, Excellency, our two nations now seek to move ahead. This requires a candid and constructive approach from both sides. In that endeavor, we must be guided by the three mutuals: mutual respect, mutual sensitivity, and mutual interest. Differences must not become disputes, nor competition conflict. Today, Our talks will cover economic and trade issues, pilgrimages, people-to-people contacts, river data sharing, border trade,